this forgiveness. Why do we have trouble doing it? Why do we have trouble receiving it? Why do we have trouble believing that God could forgive you, but not believing that he could forgive me? Why do we have trouble being able to express it? Why is it that we live in a society that celebrates people for being unforgiving? The harder you are, the tougher you are, the more unforgiving you are, the more you are celebrated, for instance, for being a strong black woman. I'm a strong black woman. Just made you mad. You know, and we celebrate that. Don't take nothing, girl. Girl, that's right. Don't take nothing. We celebrate people for their anger. Men are intimidated to forgive. We see it as strength, when in reality, it takes more strength to forgive than it does to remain hostile and sick and toxic and angry. Forgiveness is a big idea. It's a big, tall idea, and you have to be a big person to be able to do it. Little people cannot do it. They're too small. They're too petty. They're too sensitive. They're too easily offended. This is a big idea. You have to be a big person to be able to embrace it. It is a big idea for people who have eagle-eye vision, who can see the big picture, and they're willing to lose the little war, the little battle, so that they can win the war. You didn't come here being unforgiving. It's not natural to be unforgiving. It's that your children are not unforgiving. Little babies, you can spank them for 1 minute and they're hugging you the next moment. They can get in a fight with the little boy across the street. The parents will be angry and the kids will want to go outside and play. Unforgiveness is a learned behavior. You don't hear what I'm saying. You're trying to defend yourself. You're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to insulate yourself. But you must understand, unforgiveness does not hurt your enemy. It hurts you. For you to be unforgiving is like you drinking poison and waiting on him to die. If you don't learn how to forgive, you cannot live. You cannot thrive. You cannot move forward. And you will always suffer. You will always suffer in the chicken coop of your memories if you do not find the grace to let it go. Jesus told his disciples, offenses will come. That's a promise. Offenses will come. If you avoid offenses, you avoid life. Offenses will come. They will come over and over and over and over and over again. They will come. I don't know whether the mail is going to come, but offenses will come. The longer you live, the more things are going to offend you. It is impossible to hide from it. You cannot dodge it. Everywhere you go, you will run into offenses. You must understand that your ability to handle offense will determine your direction for the next 20, 30 years of your life. Write this down. God will promote you to the level of your tolerance of pain. God will promote you to the level of your tolerance of pain. At the point that you can't handle pain, you lose the promotion. He promotes you to the level of your tolerance of pain. You can't take it, you can't be promoted. You can't handle it, you're too sensitive, you can't have it. In the corporate world, the people who get the big bucks are paid to handle problems. You can't be an executive and you can't handle stress. You can't be a manager and your feelings are sensitive. You can't run a corporation and you can't handle problems. We don't put you in a corporate office to overviewing the city with glass all around you, not to handle problems. We gave you that so that you could process the problem. The big bucks go to problem handlers, people who can solve it, people who can make it happen, people who can get it done. The less you have to be responsible for, the smaller the compensation. The greater you have to deal with, the more they're paying you. They're paying you to deal with problems, issues, and circumstances. And there's nothing worse than putting a little person in a big position. Oh my God, I think I'm going to tweet that myself. There's nothing worse than putting a little person in a big position. They walk around with their chest all stuck out and they're looking important, but they never get anything done. They can't handle anything. They're angry with everybody. They fall out with everybody. They're power tripping because you got a Napoleon spirit and you're not big enough to be able to manage the position that you're in, and you end up being a hater to people who get things done because you can't handle what has been given unto you. So when you ask for promotion, you're asking for problems. Get that in your head. When you ask for promotions, you're asking for problems. You're asking for offenses. You're asking, fill my desk with offense. I can handle it. I'm the man for the job. I'm here to represent. I can handle it. Let me put it in Bible language. To him whom much is given, much is required. You can't get the much giving if you're not going to deal with the much required. Let me break it down in colloquialism. New levels, new devils. The higher you go, the more you're going to have to confront with every day. We must be able to handle these offenses. And when Jesus taught this, they said, okay, how shall I handle it? Shall I forgive my brother 7 times? Jesus said, it has been said unto you, you shall forgive your brother 7 times. But I say unto you to forgive him 7 times 70. Well, we can multiply 7 times 70, but Jesus is not after the answer to the number. He's trying to say, I want you to be perpetually forgiven. As soon as you get offended, throw it off. As soon as you get offended, throw it off. As soon as you get offended, throw it off. As soon as you get offended, throw it off. Don't let anything collect in you or build in you or corrode in you or become toxic in you. Whatever they did and whoever did it is not worth it. It is not worth it to allow your history to abort your destiny, to sabotage your promise, to end what God said he would do in your life. You got to be able to shake it off. If you're going to be the disciples, you got to shake it off. If you're going to be the king, you got to shake it off. If you're going to be in power, you got to be able to shake it off. You can't breathe in air and inhale and not exhale. You can't have a car that doesn't have an exhaust pipe. You can't eat food and not eliminate. Whatever you do, you got to be able to take in and let out, and take in and let out, and take in and let out. And if you stop breathing, if you stop taking it in and letting it out, you stop breathing and you die. If you clog up the exhaust pipe, the engine will eventually explode. If you're not able to eliminate, your body is going to pop. The problem is you have a system for elimination in every area except your heart. The reason that we are tied up like we are is because we got our attitude from where we came from. How we process offenses is a result of the environment we were raised in. If your daddy practiced avoidance, didn't talk much, whenever there was a confrontation, he stormed out the house. Now you storm out of the house. If your mama popped her neck and said, let me tell you a thing or two, now when things get on your nerves, you pop your neck. You didn't learn it in school. You didn't take it in college. You didn't pick it up in class. It's happening to you because you saw it around you. Your heart is always taking in offense after offense after offense after offense after offense. And if you're not careful, it will begin to damage your attitude. And the person that you used to be, that you could have been, that you would have been, that you were designed to be, begins to corrode from the toxicity of the buildup of all the things that have happened to you. You are blessed people. We are blessed. We are created in Christ Jesus. We are created in Christ Jesus, a unique individual. There has never been another you. There has never, ever been another you. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years. There's never been another you. There never will be another you. They can walk like you. They can talk like you. They can get their hair done like you. There will never be another you. You are a designer's original, uniquely and fearfully and marvelously made in Christ Jesus. You were created by a creator in his likeness and in his image. Because your creator made you in his likeness, you are creative. You are creative. You know you're creative when you can take a little bit of nothing and do something with it. We are creative. Throw us in the woods and we'll make trees into tables. We are creative. We can take anything and make something out of it. We didn't have all of this equipment years ago. Our grandmamas had washboards and turned over pots and started beating on pots with sticks, and we made music. I don't care what you put us in, we'll turn it into something and make something out of it, because we are creative people. Created in Christ Jesus, we are creative. Until we collect so much offense that we are using all of our energy to manage our pain. And all of the energy that could be going toward the abundant life and the progressive life and the promises of God that are in your life, your power is not being used in your destiny because all of your engines are exhausting power, maintaining your history. Forgiveness is not an idea that alleviates the perpetrator of his responsibility. It is not about the perpetrator, it's about liberating the victim. It says, you abused me once, that was your fault. But if I continue to regurgitate it over and over again, that's my fault. I'm not going to live in where I've been when I have an opportunity to cut the cord between me and you and live in where I'm trying to go. Forgiveness doesn't mean I agree with you. It doesn't mean I think you were right. It doesn't mean that you were flawless. It just means that I have too much in front of me to allow the things behind me to leave me incarcerated and bound by you. And I am not going to wait for you to forgive. I'm not going to wait for you to ask for forgiveness. You may not ask for forgiveness. I can't give you that much power that I put my life on hold waiting on you to come to yourself. I'm not going to wait on it. I'm not going to wait on you to pay me back. You may not ever pay me back the money. I'm not going to lose the peace over the money. I can get some more money if I got some peace. So I'm not going to give you that much power. Besides, some of the people we need to forgive are dead. If you're waiting on them to say, I'm sorry, they'll never be able to do it. But if nobody else cuts you loose, you got to be able to cut yourself loose and say, I'm not going to die right here. I am going to let it go. Go. Let it go. You're too big to think that small. You're too high to be that low. You're too great to be that little. You're too powerful to be that petty. You can't do like your mama did. You can't do like your grandmama did. You've got to let it go. Your attitude is going to have everything in the world to do with your altitude. So if I was the devil and I was really trying to stop your progress, terminate your future, I can't stop God from blessing you, but I can get you out of alignment where you don't have the blessed attitude to be able to receive what he has for you. And all of a sudden, you're operating at 50% of the woman you could have been. 30% of the man you would have been had you not been through what you've been through. When you carry it, the toxicity of it poison your soul like cancer. So Jesus says the art of survival necessitates no matter what I throw on you, no matter what life throws on you, get out of it what you can, exhale what you can, and keep it moving.
Thank you, TD Jakes, for taking us on this motivational journey about the transformative power of forgiveness. Learning to forgive is a profound and courageous act. It's not always easy, but it holds the key to liberation and inner peace. Forgiveness is not about condoning or forgetting the hurtful actions of others. Instead, it's about freeing ourselves from the burden of resentment and allowing healing to take place. Forgiveness starts with understanding that holding on to grudges and resentment only weighs us down. It keeps us chained to the past, preventing us from moving forward and experiencing true happiness. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong." If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Together, let's cultivate a world where forgiveness is cherished and hearts are set free. Until next time, remember to embrace forgiveness and live a life of compassion and peace.